I'm Michael Shea of Arlington County.
Hi, I'm Laura Toni-Holsinger with United Way of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County.
Thank you for joining us. This is
Behind the Mask.
So Laura, United Way of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County has been working in the community for many years and supporting the community. While no one could have foreseen the pandemic, I'm wondering if there might be some programs or areas that your organization has worked on that you felt maybe put it in a relatively better position to meet the new community needs brought on by the pandemic.
The work that we do at United Way is all based on relationships, and it's based on collaboration. A good friend of mine shared recently that the relationships you have going into crisis determine how you deal with that crisis and how you come out of it. And we really saw all of the positive that we had built up and the work that we had put in for many, many years benefit us and the rest of the community when crisis hit. We knew who we could call on, and we knew that they could call on us, and it helped us to get through it and get through a situation that we never could have imagined.
And do you think there are some areas where your organization needed to build institutional capacity almost on the fly and work in new areas because of the pandemic?
So while we had a lot of great relationships, there were some that I think we needed to build even more. We have had a long-standing good relationships with all of our elected officials, but I feel like we really ramped that up. They were in a position where they had funding coming to localities and needed to figure out how to use that. And they looked to us as an advisor and as a resource for where can we be using those resources to meet the most pressing needs in this moment.
I'm also wondering, do you have any new initiatives or programs that were prompted by the pandemic?
When the pandemic started, I reached out to our local mayor of Harrisonburg as well as the superintendent of Harrisonburg City Schools and said, I don't know what it is, but I think we need to bring community leaders together to collectively address COVID-19. This was in July of 2020. And so we started an initiative called Be Vigilant for the Valley. And it still exists, so it's been going on for coming up on a year and a half. And we meet monthly and talk about, hear from the health department about what's happening with COVID-19, and then talk as leaders about what can we be doing to keep the people safe in our organizations, and also what can we be doing publicly to promote best practices from the health department. So this was something that felt very natural as a United Way, is bringing people together, convening leaders, and following that with action.
The pandemic had so many effects in so many different areas. What was the impact on your ability to fundraise to meet these new needs?
We have really worked hard to build our reputation through our words and our actions as an organization that knows what the most pressing needs are in the community and also knows how to meet them. And so when crisis hit and people wanted to give and wanted to help, and they could, they looked to United Way. And so we saw that. We saw a significant increase in new donors. We saw people who had been giving to us for a long time give additional support. And while some weren't able to do that, there were more that could than couldn't, and really stepped up and saw us as a way to help meet the needs.
Well, hopefully we're on the other side of the pandemic and that better times lie ahead. I'm just wondering, what is it that keeps you optimistic for your community during these difficult times?
One of the things that keeps me really hopeful is seeing leaders across sectors recognize that there are human service issues that also impact their business. So for example, we've had a lot of conversations leading to, I think, what's going to be some really meaningful and long-term action around childcare. Businesses saw that when their employees didn't have reliable childcare, they couldn't get to work, they couldn't log on to Zoom if they were working remotely, and that really impacted their bottom line. So we are kind of stepping up to the plate here in promoting this, not just idea, but action around it, that childcare, for example, is not a charitable issue. It's a business issue, it's a community issue, it's an economic development issue. And so those kinds of examples make me really hopeful, because I think it has sort of opened the eyes of people all around the community as to what human services means for the well-being of our community as a whole and the well-being of our economy.
Well, Laura, what's the best way for people to find out more information and support United Way of Harrisonburg and Rockingham County?
The best way to find out about what we're up to is via our website and our social media channels. You can go to UWHR.org and you can see what we're working on at the moment, but we're also really active on Facebook and Twitter, so I hope you'll find us there as well. We would love anybody to get involved. I think there is a new understanding of what the needs are in the community and how anyone can get involved and anyone can help, and so we would welcome that.
Laura, I want to thank you and your team for all the hard work you do in serving the community in these difficult times, and I wish you continued success.
Thank you so much.